I will present you briefly the two TNA's activities carried on here in CNR ITIA in Milano. And two TNAs have been conducted, the number 119 and the number 121. The first one is about trying enhancing creativity feelings of architect in the inspiration and design process, and the second one is about the enhancing information, helping students in understanding the task related to the design and mechanical manufacturing process. The TNAs have been hosted by our institute here in Milano. Okay, the first 119 is entitled Applying Unconventional Virtual Environments for Enhancing Creativity of Architects. The user has been a PhD candidate from the University of Technology of Delft in Netherlands, and be carried on in the central part of December of the past year. So the background and purpose of this experiment, this experimentation were the early stage of the PhD work of the user. So the user identified our institution as a place where to use a certain type of technologies in order to start with his work. So the background is that the designer and architects, perfectionist people, many times need to have the ideas and feelings and inspiration in order to go ahead with their work, in order to produce new ideas, then that then can lead to the first step into a new design project. So the aim of this PhD work, where the TNA is inserted, is we can provide this type of persons not normal, not usual environment in order to excite lateral thinking and lateral perception and lateral feelings in order to try to emphasize certain inspiration. And this type of purpose in the TNA has been implemented with a virtual reality environment. So the user, as you can see in this slide, navigates in real time in 3D stereoscopic way in a not usual virtual environment, and the simple navigation performed in the three axes of the space, and should be perceived by the user in order to unchain certain type of feelings. Now, in the next slides, I will try to explain better this concept. Here we have the layout. We have the CNR Java rendering engine there, where the virtual environment has been loaded and rendered in real time with a DLP projector, and the user uses connection 3D mouse to navigate in the space and wears on the head the electroencephalogram recording headset in order to record the electrical brains. Now, this is a video shot during a walkthrough in the virtual environment. As you can see, the virtual environment is seems to be a chaos of lines and shapes, but the aim is to provide the user a set of different shapes, geometry, spaces, distances, and ways of presentation of the geometries in the environment, so that the user can go not only in horizontal and vertical direction, but also in other type of direction by feeling to be always in a special things, so that the value shapes can emphasize a certain type of thinkings in the mind of the user. So 20 users attended to the experiment. In the figure, you can see the headset for recording the brain electrical activities that in further steps will be processed for signal processing and statistical analysis in order to extrapolate some initial data about the eventually enhanced mental activity of the user. So here you see, just to show that there is the software for recording the signals from the headset. And well, the so-called relevant results will be available after the processing of the recorded signals. So currently, I am not able to provide you some type of results in about the analysis of the signals and about the related interpretation of them, and they can be provided in a TNA report in a next step eventually. The general overall comment that has been collected is that most of people were enjoying the environment, even if they didn't if they found that they were navigating in a strange environment, also for the fact that the volunteers are not belonging to the architectural field. And but this has been an interesting experience about providing various types of technologies uh, connected together in order to explore certain types of reaction of the person in this type of research. The second activity has been carried on in the TNA 121, carried on by PhD candidate from Lucia Blaga University in Sibiu, Romania. And also in this case, the activity were in the early stage of the PhD work of the user. And the background of this type of experiments is the following. In the first year of university courses in the engineering fields, many times the users, the students, have some difficulties and some lack of spatial visualization and imagination while they are learning determined tasks in the field of computer-aided design, computer-aided manufacturing, especially when they have to deal with 2D drawings and 2D technical sketches. This lack is emphasized during the transition between the 2D sketches to the 3D representation. So the aim of this experiment has been to use the augmented reality technologies in order to enhance the visual information to help these students in realizing the meanings of the 2D sketches into the 3D environment. So in this case, in the Metauro software has been used to visually program the task performed in an augmented reality environment, and a set of 3D models coming out from the CATIA software have been adopted. The augmented reality environment consists in a 2D paper sheet with 2D sketches, as you can see here in the top left of the slide, with a marker, and the system that is an application produced directly from the Metaio framework, executes a sequence of steps or sequence of instructions and shows to the user through the augmented reality interface what he has to do. The user, three types of visualization means have been used. A normal computer monitor, and head-mounted display with no see-through meaning of the Sony, and a see-through headset glasses of called the Music Star. And the user also utilized the 3D mouse for interacting with the environment when using the Sony head-mounted display, since this type of display is not a see-through. So a more powerful mean of interaction related to the mobile mouse has been adopted, and it was the 3D mouse of connection. So here you say examples of sketches of technical drawings with the marker printed over, and in the right an example of the intermediate task that should be visualized in augmented reality to the user, so that the user see the sketch, and he has the information emphasized with augmented reality information with the 3D models, and also the 3D text describing the meaning of the specific step the user is used in the type of the sequence. And this has been a very particularly short TNA. This is has been a particularly short TNA carried out by 1 week, 5 working days, and it has been the occasion to set up from scratch the environment for the experiment. The experiment has been carried on on 7 or 8 people that in general, in every case, had back a good impression about the information provided by the augmented reality tool.
On the second TNA, did the PhD student show any difference, or did he have time to use this system to see if it is good to have this kind of system or not? Because 3D visualization is not so simple also as 2D visualization. So did he had the time to perform some experiment and to analyze the results?
Well, the only analysis that has been performed, various users utilized the system with the monitor configuration, full immersive head-mounted display, and with see-through glasses. And taking into account that the user were not persons related to the mechanical design, as taking into account that these were a similar situation similar to the first year university students, the volunteers found that they perceived a benefit in the visualization of 3D models and of the 3D text, since this helped them in understanding the sketches. Well, a more deeper analysis of the results has not been done, because this has been a very first stage of the work, and next stages will be performed in Romania with real students. But in general, the overall comment of the user has been that they felt a good impression of the contents with the help of the 3D visualization, not only with the 2D, but also with the 3D visualization.
Please, what was the difference between the 2D and 3D for them? What was the main interest?
The original problem of this PhD candidate user were that persons by only seeing the 2D sketches had lack of perception, lack of imagination about the 2D sketches. So the hypothesis has been that if we also visualize 3D models with 3D instruction contextualized over images, probably the user can have some benefit. But this has been a starting mini set of the experiments.
Yes, it should be very interesting indeed to follow that, even for training students, to see, because I experienced the same kind of things when I try to teach to the students how to read 2D drawings. They are always a lot confused at the beginning, and I wonder if I was going in a 3D room with the 2D drawings and just showing them the real part in 3D, if they could better understand the mechanisms and how it works. That could be a good experiment to set, to see how much the point is better than simple 2D drawings. Okay, I can better understand now. Thank you very much.